Perhaps more surprising than the odds-on favorite for the Democratic nomination being under FBI investigation is just how little we hear about it from her opponent on the campaign trail. When it comes up, Hillary Clinton dismisses the investigation of classified information on her homebrew email server as a, quote, security review. While she downplays it, we are learning shocking new details, including the fact that the person who set up the server now enjoys immunity from prosecution in exchange for answering the FBI's questions. And in the next few weeks, the FBI will likely question Clinton and other top aides. Daniel Halper, author of Clinton Inc. and the Weekly Standard's online editor, joins us now. You know, when you listen to Hillary Clinton, the few times she is questioned on this, it's kind of like, oh, there's an FBI investigation. Who knew? Not a big deal. Secretly, is Clinton world really worried about this?
I think so. I think they're both worried about it, but there is an element of, well, there's nothing we can do about it, so why harp on it and why not
dignify it? Why try to move on? Okay.
And the only way to, politically, the only way for them to actually deal with it is to dismiss it and say that it's beneath them and just hope that nothing comes about from it. But one thing, regardless of where this goes, it will never be going away this election cycle. One thing the FBI doesn't do is just close out investigations, tell the subject that it's all clear and that you can just relax. So it's either going to get worse or stay the same, and that's how it's going to be through the election.
You know, the one interesting part of a federal investigation, especially an FBI investigation, Justice Department, is this vacuum of real information. Everything is sourced here and a leak there and those kinds of things. When Loretta Lynch was on with Brett on Monday, great interview, she really dodged and ducked and basically said, I'm not going to say anything about this investigation other than that we're doing it. What are you hearing from your sources about a timeline here? Because there is going to be more Democratic primaries. There is going to be a Democratic convention. You can't imagine the Justice Department is just blind to that.
I'm sure they're not blind to it, but I'm sure they're also trying to make their decisions not based on any sort of political timeline. There will never be a good time to go further with this investigation. As you point out, it will always be politically perilous. I'd also suggest, regardless of what they do, if they don't prosecute, it's politically perilous as well. Half the country will say, how come Hillary Clinton is doing something that so plainly looks wrong, and yet she seems to be getting away with it? So either way, they're really in a bind, and there's not much they can do except follow the law, follow the investigation, follow where the facts take them, and proceed from there on their own timeline and forget about the political timeline, because that they have to. They don't have a choice.
Right, but even if they proceed as we go, and you say no investigation ends, but if they were to present this to a grand jury and the grand jury comes back with no bill, doesn't indict her, you know, prosecutors can indict a ham sandwich if they want to, but if there's no indictment, that pretty much ends things. Is there a grand jury? Are you hearing sort of those whisperings of those kinds of things?
Well, Brett Baer did ask Loretta Lynch directly, and she said no. There is some suggestion and there is some rumors that perhaps something's in the works, but we don't have any facts to go ahead and say that what is going on right now is that there are in front of a grand jury. But the investigation is proceeding. And one thing, when Hillary Clinton aide seemed to slip on another network when asked about this, said that they had heard that Brian Pagliano, the Clinton aide who got immunity, had got immunity months ago. Now, where are they hearing about this information? Why? And the White House also had previously said, well, we're not hearing that this is a criminal investigation. I think there is a lot of suspicion that the investigation has been politicized, that Loretta Lynch and that the Justice Department is
something in
influenced
politicized
by the politics, and I think, again, that suggests that it's a scandal in a totally different direction, and then it becomes an Obama administration scandal, and one that, well, how come justice isn't being administered fairly if that's the case?
All presidents are worried about their legacies. They're all worried about what comes next after them. We have seen Barack Obama decidedly not take sides in the Democratic primary. Is there beginning to be a Democratic contingency plan for if she gets indicted, or are Democrats just not even beginning to deal with that possibility?
I don't think they're
just not there yet.
I think if you ask them, they say, seriously, you think Loretta Lynch is going to indict Hillary Clinton, the top Democrat? It's just not going to happen. So either they're right or not,
wrong.
But
we'll find out.
Right, exactly.
All right. Daniel Halper, appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thanks so much on the Clinton Beat. We'll have you back. All right.